No point would I have thought that 10,000 followers would be even feasible within 3 months. Every time we gained a follower, I literally felt like I should send that person a gift basket. That's how difficult I felt it was for us to grow on Instagram.
Do these three things to 10x your Instagram growth. What's up, YouTube? Audrey Spearman here. Welcome back to my channel. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button because I know you're going to love this video today. Today, we're talking with a realtor slash broker who managed to 10x his Instagram following, comments, likes, shares in just 3 months. This person also has about 1 million views on a reel. And we're going to get some amazing insights, tips, and tricks into their content creation process and more. And they're even going to give us an idea for our next reel. So if that sounds like something that you want to learn more about, go ahead and click the subscribe button and hit the like button because I know you're going to love it. Without further ado, we're going to chat with our good friend, Marcus Feldman, who is also San Diego's Broker of the Year for a small brokerage. And I'm just super excited to have this chat with Marcus today, guys. And I know there's going to be so much value that you take away from this. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Yeah, you like 10x'd your Instagram growth in a matter of months. tell
You
us
and I go back. You and I go back to when I was at. I think you remember I was at 950 followers at the end of December in 2021.
Yes.
And I think you sense my frustration with Instagram, with the process, and I told you, and I'm telling everybody who cares to listen. I felt, every time we gained a follower, I literally felt like I should send that person a gift basket. That's how difficult I felt it was for us to grow on Instagram. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the shoulder, but I really felt like we did the high-end videos. We did the Instagram Live. We did the posts. I felt like I was doing everything that I was supposed to do, with the exception of maybe having a beautiful grid that was really attractive to look at, but difficult to make. I felt like we were doing everything right as far as Instagram. And I'm not coming from a perspective of pride here. I honestly thought that we were doing okay. And I just, and I shared that with you. I don't know what to do. And I'm frustrated, and this is not working. And on my spin bike, I kind of kill time on the spin bike, and I listen to a lot of the YouTube channels. I listen to social media experts, and the one common thread that they all had was Reels. Forget Instagram Live, forget the posts, the beautiful pictures on Instagram, forget the stories. None of that is going to drive engagement. The one thing that will drive engagement at this point in time, maybe it will be different 6 months from now. The one thing that will drive engagement at this point in time on Instagram is Reels. I'm like, okay, well, I can bang my head into a wall of what I want to do over here, or I can open up this door here that's supposedly available to me and walk through it. And that's what I did. And I started with, I kind of looked at what other people did on Reels, and I remember the first reel that I did was the seat was backwards, and I had the audio of Austin Power to it. How about no? Or that audio had 50,000 views, and I'm like, interesting. And I started doing reels more regularly, and I told myself I'd like to do 4 to 5 reels a week. But I also told myself I want to be consistent, not only with how many times I post, but I also wanted to eliminate all the other stuff that I thought was necessary in order to lively up my Instagram page. I thought that me skiing, or I thought that me walking with my puppy, or showcasing a cooking event that we did would interest people. But it's actually the opposite. The algorithm is trained to figure out what your followers would want to see. And if all of a sudden your followers are always expecting real estate, yet all of a sudden you throw in a fashion shoot, what is this? I don't want to see this. And the algorithm notices that. And so
Wow.
I felt like because I was being consistent in not only regularly posting, but also in the content of what I posted, it all had to do with real estate. My posts and my reels, the 2/3, there's also obviously posts, reels, and stories. 2/3 of it were solely or 99% focused on real estate. And whenever I posted a reel, I tried to spin it around that it had some type of a real estate message or some type of a lesson or a tip or an experience or a question answered, if you will.
Yes, and just to clarify, Marcus, you at the end of December, you had 930 follow or 35 followers, and then
Somewhere there.
something like that. So
Yes.
today you have over 9,000 followers. So that's
9,000. Yeah, I'm hoping my goal is to break 10,000 at the end of the month. I don't know if it's going to happen, but
totally.
if you would have asked me at the beginning of January or at the end of December, what is my goal? My goal for 2021 was to hit 1,000. And if you and I would have talked and you would have asked me, what is your goal for 2022 as far as Instagram? I would have said, I think I can get to 5,000 followers by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm really lucky, I can get to 10,000 followers. Mm-hmm. But nowhere would I have, at no point would I have thought that 10,000 followers would be even feasible within 3 months, let alone half a year. So I'm blown away, and I don't know, again, I don't know what will happen in the next few months, but my goal is obviously to continue to growing, to maybe make some changes to what I've been doing to stay relevant. Yeah. But, so far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good. And out of those over 9,000 followers that you currently have, it seems like you've built a community of raving fans, because I've been obsessed with your content, Marcus. And I look through your content, I read the descriptions, and I'm just like, oh wow, that is just so good. How does he write such good descriptions? And then I'll look at the comments, and it's just like, you have these fans. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so inspiring, and I love this, and it's everything you say just resonates so deeply with the people that follow you. So can you give us a little
thank you.
You're welcome. Can you give us a little insight into how you go about your content creation process?
To your question, Audrey, what I do is I batch create reels. Maybe you've noticed for a number of reels, I'm wearing the same clothes. And so not only, in my opinion, does that give the reel continuity, if you look at it on the grid perspective, you don't see me wearing blue, black, white, green. It's a little bit of a continuance, if you will. But it will look better on the grid as well if you kind of wear the same clothing. But what I've done is I batch create these reels, and I look at when I'm watching other people's reels, I don't feel like I'm consuming the reels. More so, I look at somebody else's reel thinking, what could I do with that audio? Is that an audio that, speaks to me instantly, and I could use that audio for something? And sometimes whatever I want to say is instinctively clear. It's like, oh, this would be great. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's not clear. All I know is I like that audio. And so I shoot the audio. I take about 2 hours out. The shooting is actually the easiest part for me. All you have to do is just kind of memorize the audio and just kind of be on cue with the lip syncing, and maybe have a little bit of, actor flair in it. I don't know, maybe just think what would be something that you would do while you would say that. I see a lot of people on reels, they're only halfway involved in the audio, so I think you have to be 100% involved and put yourself in the audio's shoes, so to speak. Where could this conversation have taken place? What would make this reel more real, if you will, REAL, yeah. And thus more relatable. Ultimately, what I think is getting a person's initial positive response to a reel is if that reel is more or less authentic, or more authentic than not. Mm-hmm. And that has to do with the lip syncing. The lip syncing has to be on point. It has to flow. It has to make sense to the person who's viewing it, because a lot of the people, they use reels and the audio is completely detached from the message. Yeah. So, and then I go into, you know, I have these 5 or 6 reels that I have on my phone. And then I start thinking, what is a message that I could pass along? What is a hook that I can bring into these reels that will engage you guys, such as, you know, 4 things that buyer shouldn't feel bad about. Mm-hmm. That was probably still one of my reels that has gotten the most views. I think we're close to 1 million views on that.
Wow. That's a good
one. So yeah, top 4 things buyers shouldn't feel bad about. And then once I have the video completed, I then sit down, and that's probably the time that it takes me the most, because I really try to articulate the issue and support. The caption should support the video. And I do that for a couple of reasons. I feel like the algorithm will benefit you, or will bless you, so to speak, if you will, if the people who are watching your reels are actually reading your caption. Because guess what happens in the background? The reel keeps playing over and over and over. And from an algorithmic point of view, that's exactly what Instagram wants. Instagram wants to keep you on the app. And the longer a person engages, i.e. reads your reel, the more in the background the clip will play, thus indicating to Instagram and the algorithm that, hey, this content is newsworthy, this content is watchable, this content is beneficial to whoever is watching. And then if you watch it, then it starts to push out the content, my content, to other people that are like you. And so it just kind of goes from there. So that's the reason for me to not just say, look at the reel, mm-hmm. and put a whole bunch of hashtags in it, but also put a little bit more effort into it and really write something that hopefully will engage people even further.
Wow. And you do a great job of that. So
thank you.
So it seems like your content process is batch creating. And how do you have such good presence on video? Because the reel that you were just talking about, the 4 things buyers should not feel bad about, does have a lot of views, and it's a really great reel.
Here we go, now 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me.
You know, how does everything just come across so good for you on camera?
I'm making me blush. I don't know, Audrey. I feel like, and I've wondered that's one of my buddies. I think I told you that we don't know. I'm looking at other people's reels, and I'm being honest here. I'm looking at them like, this is a great reel.
Yeah.
And I look at how many views it gets, and I empathize with them, because I feel like that's where I was at the end of 2021.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand why my views are higher than this person's views, because I feel that the audio, the video, the reel, the caption, everything is the same.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know. I think it's up to the algorithm, and I think there's a little troll somewhere in Instagram, and he just flips a switch and he says, we're going to bless Marcus with a whole bunch of views, and he's forgotten about me since then. So I don't know, so I don't have an answer to that.
Well, I know you are very modest, and so we'll just leave it there. And moving on just a little bit, and so what are, maybe just 3 tips you can give new agents or people who are, wanting to grow their Instagram like you? What are 3 things that they absolutely need to do?
The first question would be, what do you want out of social media? And unless you figure that question out, it really doesn't matter what I say. So if a person says, I just want to have social media because it's something for me to express myself, to keep in touch with my past clients, to upload a travel picture here and there, to engage with my friends and family, that's perfectly fine. Then obviously what I'm doing isn't for you. But if somebody says, I want to grow on Instagram and I want to be 100% serious about Instagram, and I'm only talking about Instagram, I'm not talking about Facebook, I'm not talking about YouTube or Twitter or TikTok, I'm just talking about Instagram. What works right now is Reels. But that's not all of it. You have to be consistent with your posting, and you have to be consistent in your message. You know, I've tried to look at my grid to make it a little bit more cohesive and not just all over the place, but I think that's secondary. So if somebody really wants to grow, I think the path would be through Reels. The path would be through posting regularly, and the path would be through consistency in the message. Don't bring in a cookbook. Don't bring in you traveling to Europe. Don't bring in a fun event with your family. That has nothing to do with your Instagram. Pick your niche, which is real estate, and stick with it.
All right. Wow. Those are some amazing tips, and definitely something that I will be incorporating more so into my Instagram strategy. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be here to answer these questions today, Marcus. Is there anything else you want to leave us with today?
You know, I feel like social media can be both a blessing and a curse. You know, anybody who will start to get more followers, more views, you will get the occasional hate comment, people that don't have any profile on Instagram, yet they comment on everybody else's posts, and in a most negative and often hurtful way. But I just think that it's important to look past that. There's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be people that want to rain on your parade, but usually people that nobody's ever done more than you who criticizes you.
Right.
It's mostly the people who do less, who are either intimidated, threatened, insecure, whatever goes on in their personal lives, that they feel like they have to feel better about themselves by putting other people down. And I so appreciated, you know, the professional friendship that you and I have developed over, I think, over a year almost. I mean, you and I became friends on Instagram, I think close to a year ago, right?
Wow.
And I think it's been that long, or at least we've been friends. At least I've seen your posts on Instagram, and I just want to say, it's people like you who are so positive and so well-intended and just have such a positive aura that make this world a better place. And I just want to say thank you for always being so encouraging and so supportive of you know, kind of our journeys here. And so I just wanted to give kudos back to you as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Marcus. I really appreciate that. And can't wait to see your next reel.
All right. I'm working on it. You have a good idea that you could actually use as well. I'm stealing that from somebody. Well, I was thinking, the idea was three ways how your friends and family can support you as a realtor without buying a house. That means sharing your content on their Instagram, referring obviously a client to you, or leaving positive comments on the posts that you do leave. And I thought that, you know, and obviously you just do it with the normal lip syncing, what have you. But I just thought it was so powerful, because I think the one thing that Reels are so awesome at is passing on a message, or forcing you and I to literally distill the message that we want to get across to our people. And what would be the message? The message to our friends and family would be, talk about me, refer me, you know, share my stuff to other people. People are oblivious to that. And I think it really boils it down to, here's something that I want all my friends to know in a way that doesn't make them feel defensive. I don't want to call them up and say, hey, you haven't posted on or said anything about my reels or anything. But if I post it that way, I think some of them may get the message and become a little bit more engaged when they see when I have a listing. They can comment, oh yeah, I had Marcus as my listing agent when I sold my house. He was awesome. All that stuff obviously builds your reputation. And that's what we would need from our friends and family.
And give him a follow, reach out to him. He's an incredible, inspiring person here on social media. And thank you so much, Marcus, for being here.
Absolutely. My pleasure, Audrey. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you so much for watching the video. If you managed to watch this video to the end, go ahead and put a little house emoji so I know you watched the video to the end. And if you enjoyed these tips and tricks from Marcus, go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know what was your most valuable insight from the video. And if you'd like Marcus to come on again and give us a Reels training, I'll go ahead and comment that below and we'll definitely get him back on and do some more videos. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.